They called it the Summer of the Shark. But that's just one piece of the chaos, culture, and change that made 1975 unforgettable. Trust me, you're going to want to hear how this year played out.
The story of my life.
Hey, I'm Felix Gomes, and these aren't just headlines and hit songs. These are my memories as I lived them. This isn't just some AI-generated nostalgia channel. This is a life lived. The songs, the shows, the stories, all from someone who was actually there. If you remember the 70s, or wish you did, then subscribe and stick around. As for me, I started high school at the end of 1975. And as I've told you in previous videos, I was leashed for my junior high school years. In the summer of 1975, my parents found this vacation spot, which without the internet I have no idea how they did it, but we went to Rangeley Lakes, Maine. And it is the most memorable times of my youth. I had a blast up there. I won't go too far into it. Maybe in a future video I'll talk about it. But while we were there, I kind of opened up to my dad about how I was constantly being picked on because I was told never, ever, ever to fight. Well, for probably one of the only times in my life, my father apologized to me. And he said, "Felix, that's not what I meant. I meant don't be the one who starts the fight." I didn't say this then, but I want to look back now and say, hey, Dad, why didn't you just lead with that? But I went into high school with an entirely different perspective. Now, I'm not going to say that I was suddenly out and about in the community and never hanging in my room listening to music. I was constantly listening to music. My stereo system was growing as fast as I could put it together. And the music of 1975, I kind of remember that as the most influential music of my life. For me. Now, the top song of 1975 was "Love Will Keep Us Together" by the Captain and Tennille.
Love will keep us together.
One of the songs that's still to this day on my playlist called The Best is Lady Marmalade.
Give it a go. Kitty, kitty, ya, ya, da, da. Kitty, kitty, ya, ya, here. Mocha chocolata, ya, ya. Your lady marmalade.
Also in 1975, maybe my favorite song of all time came out, and it changed the music industry. When Queen came out with Bohemian Rhapsody.
I see a little silhouette of a man.
Essentially sold to the world as a little mini rock opera. An over 6-minute song. And for the most part, it was being played in its entirety on the radio. And here are some of the other huge hits of that time, and all of which were at some time or another on my turntable.
'Cause I live and breathe this Philadelphia freedom. Like a rhinestone cowboy. Hey, make some man take things over.
kind of staying with the music, Tommy, the rock opera by The Who, came out that year, and Pinball Wizard was on everybody's turntable.
Ever since I was a young boy, I played the silver ball. From Saigon down to Brighton, I must have played them all. But I ain't seen nothing like him in any amusement hall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure played the mean pinball.
And we all learned to do the time warp.
Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again.
It's just a jump to the left.
When Rocky Horror Picture Show was released. Me, basically, I was into anything that had a loud guitar and a lot of good music. And as far as at the movies, well, 1975 was the year that the term summer blockbuster, I'm doing a lot of air quotes, summer blockbuster was coined, when Steven Spielberg joined up with a shark named Bruce, and everybody was afraid to go into the water.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Other movies I saw that year? One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Jack Nicholson.
Do you want to say something to the group, Mr. McMurphy?
Well, yeah. I'd like to know why none of the guys never told me that you, Miss Ratchet, and the doctors could keep me here till you're good and ready to turn me loose.
And I believe that won the Oscar. I gotta check that, but Dog Day Afternoon. Attica! Attica!
Go back there, man! Get over there, will ya? He wants to kill me so bad he can taste it.
I'm always gonna kill anybody.
Attica! 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 Attica!
And one of my all-time favorite movies came from one of my all-time favorite TV series, Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
English pig dogs, go and boil your bottom, sons of a silly person. Blow my nose at you, so-called Arthur King. You...
On TV, some of the funniest comedies ever made were put out in 1975. We had Welcome Back, Kotter.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out.
We had The Jeffersons.
Well, we're moving on now. We're moving on up to the east side. To a deluxe apartment in the sky.
Barney Miller.
What's happening, baby? Music of life.
Saturday Night Live debuted.
From Saturday Night News headquarters, this is Weekend Update with Chevy Chase.
You under the covers right now? Did you shower?
And of course, Linda Carter as Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman.
Also, one of the longest running game shows in history, debuted in 1975, Wheel of Fortune.
Just look at this studio filled with beautiful and imaginative gifts, which can be purchased today on Wheel of Fortune. Total retail.
In Manila, we had The Thriller in Manila, when Muhammad Ali beat Joe Frazier. Little side note there, number of years later, I was in Kennedy Airport waiting for a flight, And as it turned out, Muhammad Ali was also in Kennedy Airport. I actually got to see him. Did not get close enough to him to, like, say hi or anything, because his entourage had him encircled and you weren't getting to him. But I waved to him. On that same day, Marlo Thomas walked right past me, and her I was able to say hello to. Now, although it wasn't a big hit for a few years yet, 1975 was the year that the Rubik's Cube was invented. And who knew that in a few years it was going to be in everybody's house? Man, we had pet rocks and mood rings and lava lamps. We were freaking weird. But it was fun. In that same year, 1975, a couple of guys got together in their garage and created Microsoft. And those couple of guys were Paul Allen and Bill Gates. In some not so upbeat stuff, one of the Manson family members, Squeaky Fromm, tried to assassinate Gerald Ford, our president. As it turned out, she was unsuccessful because she forgot to chamber a round before she fired. And there was an FBI operative like 2 feet from her. So basically, as soon as she pulled her gun and went to fire, he put her to the ground. In Chicago, I believe it was, Jimmy Hoffa, the union leader, disappeared. And that remains to this day one of the greatest unsolved murder mysteries of our time. Nobody knows where he is, where his body is. And on a very sad note, in December of 1975, 11 people were killed in LaGuardia Airport in New York when a bomb exploded. Now, what makes this even a little bit more kind of terrifying is no one ever took credit for the bombing. We lost a few people that year, famous people. Francisco Franco, the dictator of Spain, passed away. Josephine Baker, who was an iconic entertainer and a global activist, was lost to us. The creator of, again, one of my favorite ever TV shows, The Twilight Zone, Rod Serling, passed away that year. And we lost the only remaining 2 stooges, Mo Howard and Larry Fine. Now, the top news story of the year was the fall of Saigon. Now, I said in '74 that we had withdrawn from Vietnam, and we had. However, we still had troops over there. We still had diplomats over there. And when Saigon was taken, it was a kind of chilling sight to see those troops and diplomats being evacuated from the rooftops of various buildings in Saigon. They barely got out of there with their lives. 1975 was big, bold, and the beginning of the end of the innocence for a lot of people. I was starting to just find myself, learning about life. Did anything in this video surprise you, or what do you remember from 1975? Drop it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this little ride through 1975, hit subscribe to hear about the upcoming years. I publish a video every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Felix Gomes, and this is the story of my life.